Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Abhirami and I am here to discuss with you about today's topic, that is the portal vein. Talking about the portal vein supplies the majority of the blood to the liver. So liver is supplied by the hepatic artery and the portal vein, and in this the portal vein supplies 80% of the blood to the liver. The rest of the 20% of the blood is given by the hepatic artery. Portal vein transports the blood from other organs to liver. So it is a deoxygenated blood filled with nutrients and toxins. But hepatic artery supplies oxygenated blood from the heart to the liver. So the blood that comes through the portal vein has nutrients and toxins. The liver detoxifies the toxins, like it converts the ammonia into urea. Ammonia is very toxic, so it converts ammonia into urea, and also the nutrients that come in can be metabolized. Like if for example, if the body is in hyperglycemic state, then the liver will metabolize the glucose into glycogen. So these functions are carried out by the liver. Now, before we enter into the topic, let me give you a small introduction on the arteries that supply the organs derived from the hindgut, foregut and midgut. So celiac trunk is a ventral branch of the abdominal aorta, and the celiac trunk will supply the organs which are derived from the foregut. Organs are the structures which are derived from the foregut. And the inferior mesenteric artery and superior mesenteric artery will supply those organs which have been derived from the midgut and the hindgut. Now going into the topic, that is the portal vein. The portal vein is a blood vessel that starts from capillaries and ends at capillaries. So it starts from capillaries at different organs and it ends as capillaries in the liver. Okay, so in between them there are venules and veins. Portal vein transports the blood from the spleen, gallbladder, and then pancreas and the abdominal part of the alimentary canal to the liver to get purified. Okay, so in the liver, the portal vein divides and forms the sinusoids. Sinusoids are capillary beds in the liver. So from the sinusoids, the blood is transported to the central vein. From the central vein, it is transported to the hepatic vein, and from the hepatic vein, it goes into the inferior vena cava. So it's returned back to circulation. And in some places, the portal vein anastomoses with the systemic veins, and this forms the portosystemic circulation. Now to talk about the formation of the portal vein. The portal vein got formed by the splenic vein and the superior mesenteric vein. Okay, it got formed by the splenic vein and the superior mesenteric vein, and the inferior mesenteric vein drains into the splenic vein, and these two veins are joined together at this point, that is the neck of the pancreas. So they are joined below the neck of the pancreas at the level of the second lumbar vertebra. Okay, so at this union of the two veins at this junctions form the portal vein. And now talking about the course the portal vein takes. The portal vein is formed at the neck of the pancreas, and the first part of the portal vein is present under the neck of the pancreas. The second part of the portal vein goes below the first part of the duodenum. This is the duodenum. So it goes below the first part of the duodenum, and the last part of the portal vein goes above the duodenum. So this part which is lying along the free margin of the lesser omentum. So these are the three parts of the portal vein. Now coming to the termination of the portal vein ends at the liver by dividing into right and left branches. So this is the right branch and this is the left branch. So it ends at the liver by dividing into right and left branches. Now I told you that the portal vein is formed by the superior mesenteric vein and the splenic vein, and that the inferior mesenteric vein drains into the splenic vein. So the blood coming from the superior mesenteric vein goes through the right branch and goes to the right lobe of the liver, and the blood coming from the splenic vein and the inferior mesenteric vein drains into the left lobe of the liver. The blood that is moving through the portal vein moves very slowly, and from the superior mesenteric vein, the blood goes into the right lobe of the liver. From the inferior mesenteric vein and the splenic vein, the blood goes into the left lobe of the liver. Okay, so this is called the streamlined flow of the blood. This is called the streamlined flow of the blood. Now going to the next thing, that is the relations of the three parts of the portal vein. First is the infraduodenal part. Infra means below. So this is the duodenal part. This is the duodenal part. Infra means below it. This is the infraduodenal part. And we know that this is also the point of union between the superior mesenteric artery and the splenic vein. Okay, so this is the first part. This is the first part. And the part below the duodenum is the second part. The part below the duodenum is the second part, and the part above the duodenum is the third part. So this is the infraduodenal region, this is the supraduodenal region, and this is the retroduodenal region. Retroduodenal region means below the duodenum. So now talking about the relations, the first part anteriorly, it's very clearly seen that it is anteriorly related to the neck of the pancreas. This is the umbilicus of the pancreas, this is the head proper of the pancreas, this is the neck of the pancreas. First part is directly below the neck of the pancreas. So the anteriorly it is related to the neck of the pancreas. All three parts of the portal vein, posteriorly it is related to the inferior vena cava. Okay, all three parts 1, 2 and 3 are posteriorly related to the inferior vena cava. But the thing is, in the third part alone, the third part is separated from the inferior vena cava by epiploic foramen. Okay, now going to the second thing, that is the retroduodenal part. Anteriorly above it duodenum is there. First part of duodenum is present above it anteriorly. And also bile duct and the gastroduodenal artery passes above the second part of the portal vein. Okay, the bile duct and the gastroduodenal artery also passes above the second part of the portal vein. Posterior relation is inferior vena cava. Coming to the supraduodenal part, that is above the duodenum, anteriorly it is related to the hepatic artery and the bile duct. Okay, anteriorly it is related to the hepatic artery and the bile duct, and posteriorly behind it inferior vena cava is there, and it is separated by the epiploic foramen. So that is all about the relations of the portal vein. Some of the important points here are that the oxygenated blood from the hepatic artery and the deoxygenated blood from the venous portal vein mix together at the level of the sinusoids, and also the portosystemic circulation is formed wherever the portal system anastomoses with the systemic circulation. So wherever the portal system anastomoses with the systemic circulation, there portosystemic anastomosis is formed. And the portal vein starts at the level of the neck of the pancreas by the union of the superior mesenteric vein and the splenic vein. And the inferior mesenteric vein drains into the splenic vein. This is at the level of the neck of the pancreas, at the level of the second lumbar vertebrae. Anterior to it is the neck of the pancreas, posterior to it is the inferior vena cava. And then next comes the second part of the retroduodenal part of the portal vein, and anterior to this is the first part of the duodenum and the bile duct and the gastroduodenal artery, and posterior to it is the inferior vena cava, and the last part is the supraduodenal part. Anteriorly it has the bile duct and the hepatic artery, posteriorly it has the inferior vena cava separated by epiploic foramen. Okay, and the blood which goes from the superior mesenteric vein will drain into the right lobe of the liver, and the blood which goes from the inferior mesenteric vein and the splenic vein will drain into the left lobe of the liver. And the termination of the portal vein is at the hepata portis of the liver, where it divides into a right branch and a left branch. Superior mesenteric artery and inferior mesenteric artery supply those structures which were derived from the midgut and the hindgut. The celiac trunk, which is the ventral division of the abdominal aorta, supplies the structures derived from the foregut. The blood flow in the portal vein is very slow. The streamlined blood flow in the portal vein is nothing but that the blood from the superior mesenteric vein drains into the right lobe, and the blood from the splenic vein and the inferior mesenteric vein drains into the left lobe. And the portal vein is vein that starts from the capillaries and ends at the capillaries. The portal vein brings the blood from the spleen, gallbladder, pancreas and the abdominal part of the alimentary canal, and it drains them into liver. In the liver, it breaks down into sinusoids, and sinusoids are capillary beds. From the sinusoids, the blood drains into the central vein, and from there it drains into the hepatic vein, and there it drains into the inferior vena cava. So that is all about the portal vein for today. In the next video, I will be talking about the branches and the tributaries of the portal vein, and also I will be talking about the portosystemic anastomosis and the clinical anatomy related to this. Thank you for listening to this video. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe and comment on it. Thank you.